एव नरोत्तमम्
नरं चैव नरोत्तमम्
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं
ततो जयमुदीरयेत्
ततो जयमुदीरयेत्
नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु
नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु
नित्यं भागवत सेवया
नित्यं भागवता सेवया
भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके
भगवती उत्तमश्लोके
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी
भक्तिर्भवतिर्नैष्टिकी
Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 17, verse 31. Let me share the screen. Rajovacha
राजोवाच
Nathe Gudake Shayashodaranam
ते
न ते
गुडाकेश
गुडाकेश यशोधराणाम्
Baddhanjalirvai Bhayamasti Kinchit
बद्धाञ्जलिर्वै भयमस्ति
बद्धाञ्जलिर्भयमस्त
किञ्चित्
किञ्चित्
Navartitavyam Bhavata Katanchana
आवर्तितव्यं
वर्तितव्यं
भवता
भवता
कथञ्चन
कथञ्चन
क्षेत्रे मदीये त्वमधर्मबन्धु
क्षेत्रे मदीये
क्षेत्रे त्वं
त्वमधर्मबन्धुः
धर्मबन्धु
राजोवाच
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 न ते गुडाकेश यशोदराणाम्
न
न
ते
ते
गुडाकेश
गुडाकेश
यशोधराणाम्
यशोधराणाम्
बद्धाञ्जलिर्वै भयमस्ति किञ्चित्
बद्धाञ्जलिर्वै भयमस्ति
बद्धाञ्जलिर्भयमस्ति
किञ्चित्
किञ्चित्
न वर्तितव्यं भवता कथञ्चन
न
नवर्तितव्यं
वर्तितव्यं
भवता
भवता कथञ्चन
कथञ्चन
क्षेत्रे मदीये त्वमधर्मबन्धु
क्षेत्रे
क्षेत्रे
मदीये
मदीये
त्वमधर्मबन्धुः
त्वमधर्मबन्धु
राजोवाच
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 न ते गुडकेश यशोदराणाम्
न
न
ते
ते
गुडाकेश
गुडाकेश
यशोधराणाम्
यशोधराणाम्
बद्धाञ्जलिर्वै भयमस्ति किञ्चित्
बद्धाञ्जलिर्वयमस्ति
बद्धाञ्जलिर्वयमस्ति किञ्चित्
किञ्चित्
न वर्तितव्यं भवता कथञ्चन
न
नवर्तितव्यं
वार्तितव्यं
भवता
भवता
कथञ्चन
कथञ्चन
क्षेत्रे मदीये त्वमधर्मबन्धु
क्षेत्रे
क्षेत्रे
मदीये त्वमधर्मबन्धुः
त्वमधर्मबन्धु
Yes, please recite.
राजोवाच
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 नाते गुडाकेश यशोधराणाम्
न ते
न ते
गुडाकेश
गुडाकेश
यशोधराणाम्
यशोदराणाम्
बधाञ्जलिर्वै भयमस्ति किञ्चित्
बद्धाञ्जलिर्वै भयमस्ति
वधाञ्जलिर्भयमस्ति
किञ्चित्
किञ्चित्
नावर्तितव्यं भवता कथञ्चन
न
न
वार्तितव्यं
वर्तितव्यं भवता
भवता
कथञ्चन
क्षेत्रे मदीये त्वमधर्मबन्धु
क्षेत्रे
क्षेत्रे मदीये
मदीये
त्वमधर्मबन्धु
त्वमधर्मबन्धु
राजोवाच
राजोवाच
न ते गुडाकेश यशोधराणाम्
नाते
ते
गुडाकेश
गुडाकेश
यशोधराणाम्
यशोदराणाम्
बन्धाञ्जलिर्वै भयमास्ति किञ्चित्
बद्धाञ्जलिर्वै भयमस्ति किञ्चित्
न वर्तितव्यं भवता कथञ्चन
नावर्तितव्यं भवता
भवता
कथञ्चन
कथञ्चन
क्षेत्रे मदीये त्वमवार्मबन्धु
क्षेत्रे मदीये त्वमधर्मबन्धु
बंधु. Translation purport by Student Girisabhai Charana Arvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
जय
Synonyms. Raja Vacha, the king said.
Rajovacha, the
the
king said,
king said,
No, not.
no,
no,
not.
Te, your.
te your
Guda Kesha Arjuna.
Gudakesha Arjuna.
Arjuna,
Yasha Dharanam. Of us who inherited the fame.
Yashodharanam, of us
Inherited the
who
fame.
inherited the fame.
Baddan Jale, one with folded hands.
Badhanjali,
Badhanjali, one with
folded
folded
hands.
hands.
Why? Certainly.
Why
Why
certainly?
certainly?
Bhayam, fear.
Bhayam, fear.
Asti, there is.
Asti, there is.
There is.
Kinchit, even a slight.
Kinchit, even a
Even a
slight.
slight.
No, neither.
No,
No,
neither.
neither.
Vartitavyam can be allowed to live.
Vartitavyam can be
Vartitavyam
allowed
can
to
be
live.
allowed to live.
Bhavata, by you.
Bhavata, by you.
By you.
Katanchana, by all means.
Katanchana, by all means.
By all means.
Kshetre, in the land.
Kshetre, in the
In
land.
the land.
Madiye, in my kingdom.
Madiye, in my
In my
kingdom.
kingdom.
Tvam, you.
Tvam, you.
Adharma Bandhu, the friend of irreligion.
Adharma Bandhu, the friend of irreligion.
Translation, please repeat after me. The king thus said.
The
The
king
king thus said,
We have inherited the fame of Arjuna.
we have
we have
inherited
inherited the fame of Arjuna.
Therefore, since you have surrendered yourself with folded hands,
Therefore, since you have surrendered
yourself
yourself with folded hands,
you need not fear for your life.
You need not fear for life.
For your life.
But you cannot remain in my kingdom.
But you cannot remain in my kingdom.
Remain in my kingdom.
For you are the friend of irreligion.
For you are the friend
of irreligion.
Purport.
The personality of Kali, who is the friend of all kinds of irreligiosities, may be excused if he surrenders, but in all circumstances, he cannot be allowed to live as a citizen in any part of a well-blessed state. The Pandavas were entrusted representatives of the personality of Godhead Lord Krishna, who practically brought into being the Battle of Kurukshetra, but not for any personal interest. He wanted an ideal king like Maharaja Yudhishthira and his descendants like Maharaja Parikshit to rule the world, and therefore a responsible king like Maharaja Parikshit could not allow the friend of irreligiosity to flourish in his kingdom at the cost of the good fame of the Pandavas. That is the way of wiping out corruption in the state and not otherwise. The friends of irreligiosity should be banished from the state, and that will save the state from corruption.
Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnanam Jnanashalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swamin Iti Namine Namo Acharya Padaya Nitaya Kripa Pradayine Gaurakata Damadhaya Nagara Grama Tarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya कृष्ण पृष्ठाया भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादे पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे हरिहराय नमः कृष्ण यादवाय नमः हरे गोपाल गोविंद राम श्रीमधुसूदनां मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लङ्घयते गिरिमत् कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरं हरि ओं तत्सत्. So this is a very beautiful purport here. When the king is speaking, Parikshit Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada is quoting in the purport very beautifully. The Kali actually is the friend of all kinds of irreligiosities. And he is still not allowed to live within the kingdom of a welfare state. So this is very important. Of course, the battle of Kurukshetra being the will of the Supreme was an inevitable event. And to fight for the right cause is the duty of a Kshatriya. Similarly, this Kali is an inevitable event. He has to be all-pervading. At the same time, to fight for the right cause, to fight to be righteous, is our existence right. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come and given us what is the way to Kali Nasteva, how to destroy the Kali from our life. You cannot kill him because here he is allowed to live, but he is not allowed to live in a welfare state, which means that how it is possible and what is this Kali is all about, we need to understand from the Sadhu Guru Shastra. The Kali begins with this animal killing actually. That is Kali Yuga, meat eating. Therefore, to avoid the influence of Kali, we have to give up this habit of meat eating. First and foremost. We have also seen this in the 16th chapter, in the 4th verse. So the 4 things are Kali's disciple, or you can call friends. That one friend is this meat-eating problem. The butchers, they are Kali's friends or disciples. And the liquor distiller, he is also Kali's friend. Then the gamblers are the gambling house maintainer and the prostitute house maintainer. They're all friends or disciples of Kali. So now you will find all over the world, these things are very prominent. Clubs and butcher house and liquor house and gambling house. Therefore, the whole atmosphere is now Kali. Because it is Kali age. Just like winter season, everywhere it is cold, chillest. So similarly, because this is the age of Kali, everywhere it is like that. Maharaja Parikshit was, when he was in India, he wanted to chastise this rascal. So he came in, encountered this Kali because he dressed like a king and attempting to kill cows. So, like that. And the thing is, in the age of Kali, as I said, like in winter season, everywhere it is cold. That doesn't mean you have to suffer that cold. You can wear the warm clothes and still you can live your normal walk of life without being affected by the cold. Similarly, everywhere now it is Kali. age of quarrel and hypocrisy, disagreement, misunderstanding. These are all the symptoms of Kali. For everything, there will be fight. So that is Kali. Now, if you see this Kali, you can protect yourself from the Kali. Okay? Like in winter season, we cannot change the season. But then we protect ourselves from the effect or influence of the season. Similarly, when it is Kali Yuga. Kali means quarrel, unnecessarily quarrel. So, because this is the age of Kali, and if you see, adharma, irreligion prevails in this age of Kali. So, in this age of Kali, there is no religion other than the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, that just like in Parikshit Maharaj, despite Kali came, he does not allow him to stay as a citizen within his kingdom. Similarly, we need to understand also that Kali Yuga, when it came, we need not be influenced by the Kali Yuga. And Kali means quarrel and disagreement, because there is no standard idea in this Kali Yuga. I will disagree with you, you will disagree with me. On slight provocation, there will be fight. This is the age of Kali. Whether it is between nation and nation or between person to person. In fact, this disagreement and fight, you will find everywhere. Everyone disagrees with other and they fight. That is why it is called Kali Yuga. But to protect from this particular Kali, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us Kalo Tad Hari Kirtana. So there is solution. It is not that we are captivated by the Kali and nobody to protect. No. Every age there is incarnation, and in Kali Yuga, the incarnation is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He has come for Kali Yuga also. And instead of doing Kali Kirtana, we have to do Hari Kirtana in order to eradicate this particular Kali. That is wanted. And that's the only way. There is no other way. Harirnama, Harirnam, Harirnam, Aiva Kevalam. Kale Nasteva, 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 Gadir Anyatha. Kalotad Hari Kirtana. In the Kali Yuga, the present age of quarrel and disagreement, wherein nobody agrees with any other man. Everyone has got his own theory. Everyone has got his own philosophy. Therefore, it is called Kali Yuga. Because of ignorant. And if I don't agree with you, you fight with me, though it is Kali Yuga. And the only method recommended in this age is Kalautad Hari Kirtanat. Simply by chanting the holy name of God, one can attain perfection, self-realization, which is attained by the yoga system in the Satyuga, which was attained in the Treta Yuga by performing great sacrifices, and which was performed in the Dwapara Yuga by large-scale temple worship. That thing can be attained by the simple method Hari Kirtanath. Hari means the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Kirtanath by glorifying Him. So this is the method recommended in the Shastras. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, 500 years ago, he appeared in a town which is known as Navadvip. And we have got our ISKCON headquarters here in the Mayapur. It is also a sacred pilgrimage, non-different from Vrindavan, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared here. And he has started the Sankirtana movement. Mass Sankirtana movement he has started without any discrimination. He predicted also that this Sankirtana movement would be spread all over the world. And the Hare Krishna mantra would be chanted in every village and town on the surface of the globe. So, in pursuance of the order of Sri Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, following his footsteps. The whole Acharya Parampara is now established. And we have got Guru Maharaj, we had Srila Prabhupada. They all introduced the Sankirtana movement, Hare Krishna. It's coming out very successful because it has all potency to eradicate Kali. Kali nasteva nasteva. So it will destroy the Kali from our life. So whether it is foreign country or India, Europe or America or Japan or Canada or Australia, everywhere if Kali can pervade, you think Kali is better than Supreme Personality of Godhead? And his holy name, Krishna, is present in his holy name. So this also can spread everywhere, even faster than Kali. This holy name can spread faster than Kali and avoid him. Just like as soon as Kali has entered, there stands Parikshit Maharaj. Immediately stopped him. He doesn't even allow him to enter, what to speak of, spreading with competition. Okay. So like that, this Harinam is so powerful that you can check Kali from entering anywhere. And if Kali has entered, you can immediately eradicate him. Just like Kali has entered and Parikshit Maharaj is immediately stopped him. Like that, the checkmate should be there. In any circumstances, the Parikshit Maharaj did not allow the Kali to stay because, as I told, the Kali Yuga has the meat eating, gambling, illicit sex and intoxication. These four things were not there in the entire reign of Yudhishthira Maharaj, because all the four are adharma, all the four are irreligious, all the four are sinful platform. So Kali means sinful activity. How one will commit sinful activity? By ignorance. So when one is in ignorance, his activities are sinful activities. When one is in knowledge, his activities are transcendental. So activities are there, whether one is in ignorant or in full knowledge of transcendence. Activities you cannot stop. That Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita also. But we have to dovetail our activities in the service of Krishna is the only thing. And for that, Kali should not disturb. You should not associate with Kali's disciples and friends. Rather, you should associate with devotees who has already eradicated the Kali in their life. That is called Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya. So by accepting the bona fide spiritual master and being in association with him and his followers, this can be very easily obtained by everybody in this particular Kali Yuga. So this is the process that is taught by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and their followers, our Acharya Parampara. So we don't need to fear, like Parikshit Maharaj said, even to Kali, he said, do not fear for your life. Okay. This not fearing, we should not misuse again. Okay. Because Krishna already said in Bhagavad Gita, death is sure for one who has taken birth, and another birth is sure for one who has obtained death in this particular Dukkalayam Ashashvatam, this temporary material world. Because of this temporariness only, the birth and death is coming repeatedly. So what is the use of fearing that? Rather than that, you have to become fearless. How one can become fearless? Just like Kali has become very fearless when he surrendered to the devotee Krishna. Similarly, when we surrender to the devotee of Krishna, to the bona fide spiritual master, then you can be fear-free. For example, Krishna, he told, Sarvadharman parityacha mamekam sharanam raja. Give up all your activities and maintain your activities as only surrendering unto me. Your activity should only be surrendering unto me. Then do not fear, Masucha. I will remove all the sinful activities because of the ignorance. Whatever activity you commit, that is called a sinful activity. Now you give up those all activity and your activity should be only surrendering to Krishna. Mamekam Sharanam Raja. Then you don't need to be fear. So not fearful, because fear personified will fear Krishna. And when you are having Krishna through the holy name in your life, then fear will not come near you. Kali will not come near you, because this fear and Kali are only torturing everybody. We understand that it is Dukhalayam Ashashvatam. So Krishna has already told this material world is Dukhalayam. So here there is neither something good nor something bad. Everything is bad. How can in misery there is good? In misery, there cannot be anything good. So like that, we are discriminating good and bad due to our ignorance. And ignorance is the cause of sinful activities. So we must eradicate that ignorance by chanting the holy name of the Lord and satsanga and obtaining transcendental knowledge from the pages of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. Then we are out from ignorance. Once you are out from ignorance, you are Gudakesha. And that here Parikshit Maharaj is praising Arjuna. We are from the Gudakesha Parampara. So this particular Gudakesha is obtained only when you are sinless. And when you can be sinless only when you are not acting in ignorance. Which means you have to perform Bhakti Yoga, Yato Bhaktir Adoksha, Jaya Savai Pumsam Paro Dharma, the real Dharma, the supreme Dharma of all, Savai, all is Yato Bhaktir Adoksha, to perform pure unalloyed loving devotion service unto Adokshaja Krishna. Then it is called Dharma. Dharmam tu sakshat Bhagavat Pranitham. So our Dharma is what Krishna asked, Mamekam Sharanam Raja. So that is the Dharma. Surrendering unto Krishna, process of devotional service, 9 devotional service started from Shravanam and Kirtanam and Vishnu Smaranam and so on. So this is the process. As long as we are engaged in this process and we are in association with devotee, there are 2 things happen. Number 1, you don't forget Krishna. Number 2, you always remember Krishna. So there cannot be Maya, there cannot be Kali, there cannot be fear. All these 3 things will be eradicated. So to disassociate from the agents or friends or disciples of Kali, we have to associate with the devotees. Kalo Tad Hari Kirtana. So we should keep ourselves always in the Hari Kirtana, reading Bhagavatam, preaching Bhagavatam, listening Bhagavatam, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, talking about this glories of Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gaurakatha, Damadaya, Nagara Grama Tarine. Guru Maharaj is all the time, he is doing this. He is talking Gaurakatha, Krishna Katha, Gaurakatha. Both are same. So Gaurakatha is for this age of Kali. So that we have to listen and we have to propagate. Then Kali cannot near us, Maya cannot near us, fear cannot near us. We will be free from all these 3 things. This is not theory and this is very simple and practical. Just, it's only asked what you can do. You just try to do it and you will experience that, oh yeah, this is true. So in this way, we can even surpass death, what to speak of fear. Thank you very much. Any questions or comments or realization, please do share with us. Santushtanitay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
प्रभुजी, इसमें दिया है सभी प्रकार के अधर्मों के मित्र कली को क्षमा किया जा सकता है यदि वह आत्मसमर्पण करता है, लेकिन उसे किसी भी दशा में उसे कल्याण राज्य के किसी भी कोने में नागरिक के रूप में रहने नहीं दिया जा सकता। और 5 पांडव भगवान कृष्ण के विश्वास पात्र प्रतिनिधि थे, जिनके कारण ही वास्तविक रूप से कुरुक्षेत्र का युद्ध अस्तित्व में आया। तो प्रभु, कुरुक्षेत्र का युद्ध जो था वो तो द्वापर युग में हुआ।
कुरुक्षेत्र का युद्ध जो है वो द्वापर युग का अंत तथा कलयुग का आरंभ के समय पे हुआ है, लेकिन हुआ द्वापर युग में।
तो प्रभु, द्वापर युग में तो कली नहीं था, फिर भी पांडवों को उस समय भी पांडवों के साथ छल किया गया और वो धृतराष्ट्र के द्वारा जो है सो उनके लड़के के द्वारा दूत क्रीड़ा किया गया, द्रौपदी का चिरहरण किया गया और फिर पांडवों को अज्ञातवास में जाने के लिए बाध्य किया गया, फिर लाक्षागृह में रख करके जलाने का प्रयास किया गया। तो जब उस समय कली नहीं था तो फिर उस युग में ये सब क्यों किया गया प्रभु? जैसे अभी हम लोगों को बताया जाता है कि 4 रेगुलेटिव प्रिंसिपल्स है, नो ईटिंग ऑफ मीट, फिश और एग्स, no intoxication, no gambling, नो इलिसिट सेक्स लाइफ। ये 4 नियम जो है हम लोग अभी जो है सो कली में पालन करने के लिए बताया गया, लेकिन ये तो चारों फिर द्वापर युग में भी हुआ है पांडवों के साथ, ऐसा क्यों हुआ?
बहुत अच्छा सवाल है। एक्चुअली ये केवल कलयुग और द्वापर युग में ही नहीं हुआ। सतयुग के बाद में धीरे धीरे ये अच्छे गुण जो है घटता गया। हर युग में एक एक गुण घटता जाता है, और आखिर में जब हम द्वापर युग के अंत में पहुंचे हैं तो वहां पर जो है ओवरलैप होता है। जैसा कलयुग का आरंभ और द्वापर युग का अंत दोनों बिल्कुल क्लियर कट का लाइन नहीं है, थोड़ा से ये उधर मिक्स होगा, थोड़ा सा वो इधर मिक्स होगा। तो इस तरह वो मिक्सर की लाइन के अंदर हम लोग प्रवेश कर रहे थे, उस समय पे यह सब हुआ है। तो कली अपना पूरा ताकत लगा करके घुसने का प्रयत्न कर रहा है उस समय पे, और द्वापर युग सारे अपनी ताकत को खत्म हो चुका है। तो द्वापर युग का अंत होने वाला है और कलयुग का आक्रमण होने वाला। उस समय पे नेचुरली कलयुग का थोड़ा आक्रमण उधर रहेगा, और द्वापर युग जो है अपने युग धर्म का पालन करने का प्रयत्न अवश्य करेगा। ये दोनों एक साथ चल रहा था उस समय पे, क्योंकि तभी तो युग का परिणाम होता है। इसलिए वो सब दिखाई दिया, किंतु उस खली को भगा दिया इन लोग, पांडव जी ने कृष्ण भगवान के उसके साथ। किंतु जब कृष्ण भगवान यहां पर अपनी लीला को समाप्त करके वापस गए, उसी समय कली का प्रवेश एकदम पूर्ण रूप से आ गया था। तब जा करके कली को पर्सनली सामना करना पड़ा परीक्षित महाराज को। हालांकि कली जो है अपनी ताकत को पहले से ही लगा के रखा था। उसने जहां भी अधर्म है वहां पर वो जाके बैठ गया, जैसा दुर्योधन का हृदय में, अश्वत्थामा का हृदय में। तो उन लोगों का हृदय में जो भगवान कृष्ण को नहीं मानते, वहां पर उसके लिए थोड़ा सुविधाएं था, इसलिए वहां पर बैठ के उनकी जरिए वो कली प्रवेश करने का पूरी प्रयत्न किया। किंतु ये पांडव जी ने उन लोग सबको समाप्त करके कली फिर बाहर निकल के खुद पर्सनली आया, उसको भी रोक दिया। कौन? परीक्षित महाराज ने। इसलिए जब एक युग का अंत होगा और दूसरे युग का आरंभ होगा, तो आप दोनों युग का कुछ संभावनाएं आप देखने का मिलेगा हमेशा।
यस प्रभु, धन्यवाद प्रभु।
थैंक यू, बहुत अच्छा सवाल। 5 4 संतुष्ट निताय, व्हाट अबाउट योर अंडरस्टैंडिंग और रियलाइजेशन?
Yeah, so this was with succession to all the previous verses, and here clearly, since it was told कि Maharaja Parikshit was the king, so this what do you call Kali was the personality of Kali was there. So 3 legs of dharma was broken in the previous yugas. So the fourth yuga, which is Kali, that the dharma, the only one leg, that dharma leg was also being broken. But in your purport, you like when you were explaining, you told that there are few things like this. I forgot. Yeah, in the mode of goodness also there is intoxication and illicit intoxication and meat eating. So in the mode of goodness, transcendental goodness. So I was confused on that point ki how it can be in the mode of goodness. It is in the mode of ignorance.
Yeah, that is in the mode of ignorance. How can in the transcendental goodness anything material happen, good or bad? Transcendental goodness is beyond even the goodness. And the symptom of goodness is to discriminate between good and bad, which means that time bad was also there. As long as the material existence, there will be both good and bad. And actually in material, there's nothing called good because it is dukkhalayam. Because of dukkhalayam, actually there is no good. But men will concoct something as good and something as bad. But that is not really true, because what is good for you may be bad for me. What is bad for me may be good for you. So this good and bad determination is not done by the Guru Sadhu Shastra. Guru Sadhu Shastra says material means bad. Good means transcendental loving devotional service. That is all good. So when one is raised into the transcendental goodness platform, Suddha Sattva, there is no question of any kind of irreligiosity. That is Sanatan Dharma. That is no ignorance in that. This particular good and bad is because of ignorance. This sinful activity is because of ignorance. Ignorance is the root cause of all these things. But as soon as the ignorance is cleared, Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakya, that with the torch light of transcendental knowledge, when the Guru removes the ignorance, then there is nothing called inauspicious, there is nothing called good or bad, there is nothing called sinful. Everything is transcendental and it's all devotional service. So we have to raise to that particular platform. Doesn't matter we are in Kali Yuga or Dwapara Yuga or Treta Yuga or Sat Yuga. With Krishna, any yuga, you are always in a transcendental situation. So the time's influence will not work upon you when you are Krishna conscious. That is most important for us. So we are allowed to chant the holy name in this Kali Yuga by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Otherwise, to chant the holy name, you have to become first of all sinless. You have to do a lot of austerity and things. Otherwise, why the yogis and jnanis, they have been doing so many things. Because first of all, they have to come from they become sinless. And after becoming sinless only, they have to take the holy name. Otherwise, it is not possible. But in Kali Yuga, by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, despite we are disqualified, without any discrimination, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us the holy name as the weapon, as the protector, as the provider, as everything, as cleanser, and as making us a pure devotee. And is giving the love of Krishna, love of God, secret love, also through the same Hare Krishna Mahamantra. This has never been, possible, never happened before. And no Shastra gives you this particular remedy in this way. That is why Vedeshu Durlabham Adurlabham Atma Bhaktav. This Vedas also does not know this real solution because Vedas are written by Vyasadeva and he was not satisfied after writing all the Vedas because the Vedas could not give the right solution. So he had to depend on the Atma Bhakta. Vedeshu Durlabham Adurlabham Atma Bhaktav. Atma Bhaktav was the spiritual master. So the Narad Muni came only now. Vyasadeva himself know what is the real solution. But before knowing the real solution, he has already written all the Vedas. So how can Veda give you the solution? That is not possible. That is why it is very clear that only transcendental devotional service is the solution. After Narad Muni advised, he has written the Srimad Bhagavatam. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and propagated the Srimad Bhagavatam. And Gaurakatha is more sweeter than the Srimad Bhagavatam. So only these two things can save us. These two things can keep us away from any kind of material, good or bad, ignorance or goodness. So we rise above all these things and engage in the pure and allied loving devotional service for Krishna, in ecstatic love for Krishna. So that is the thing that has been given. That is why we should not search a solution through the Vedas, because Vedas does not know the solution. Because Vyasadeva could not know. So how could Veda knows? That is written by Vyasadeva. So spiritual master is mandatory. As soon as we accept a spiritual master, we are saved. So there is nothing called ignorance and there is nothing called bad. There is nothing called sinful in the goodness or in the pure goodness, transcendental goodness. It's only in ignorance.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji.
Jai, so we'll resume our class tomorrow morning at 7:30. Till then, Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Bye.
Varitapon Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
जय
Vaishnav Pranam.
Vancha.
कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री गुरु महाराज की जय।
Bye.